But I've got 2 minutes, which I should imagine is definitely a seagull worthy throwing at the moment.
A little bit longer if you want.
So I'm going to talk to you about QR codes. You may well have got one on your ticket to the event today, although it wasn't scanned or anything. So, so here we go. Cracking the code. This is a presentation which is like more than 2 minutes, but I'll put a link so you can go and look at it later if you want. Or somehow we can put a link. Let's just whiz past all that rubbish. Right, so I'm using, I saw some QR codes appearing all over the place. As you can see, they were on McDonald's wrappers and various other places. And through the power of Twitter, found out that, hey, these are actually quite useful things in education as well. So had a go at playing around with them. In particular, I started off right at the bottom. In primary school, I started off right at the bottom of our primary school in the most exciting class there is in our primary school, which is the foundation stage. I gave them a webcam. They thought it was very exciting. They went like this, in front of it. Lots. But then you can scan QR codes on phones and things like that. We haven't got many phones, and I'm in a small rural village. There ain't even very good mobile connection, so it's not very good for that. But QuickMart provide a QR reader that you can put on your PC, and indeed, I believe, a Mac as well. So we downloaded this onto the computer, and then we could start scanning. We could even make QR codes. This is qrcodemaker.co.uk, is definitely one of the easiest. It's made kind of for kids to have a go and make QR codes really easily. Mainly, we started off in the foundation stage, easy web access. My foundation stage teacher was like, I really want them to get working independently on the computers, but the trouble is they always have to get me to come and type in an address, and it takes ages and ages. I think I've got a quote up there that says, one of the main problems I have using, they can't type the long address, despite being able to use the actual websites. So they're all right once you're on there, but they hate it when another thing. So we had to go in the foundation stage. This is them having a go. So you can see it doesn't take very long for them to get home. And that was our initial attempts with very small cards. Me thinking tiny, neat, let's do it like this. Of course, this is now the size of the card. In fact, this is quite a small one for the ones they've got. They're making them really big. And my foundations teacher has just taken this idea, and if you go into a class, I went in this afternoon and stole these. These are the recommendations, just in case you're keen. Sooty and Sweet website. NASA roaming on Mars was recommended, and Postman Delivery Dash. It's a good one, that one. They were the sites that children recommended. There's some children talking about their QR codes.
How come it's easier? What would you have to do normally? All the time. And how quick is it to do the QR codes?
Kind of easy, yeah. I'll leave that. There's Nell and Maddie, who are a bit of experts. In fact, they've taught the other classes how to use it, or the other year ones in the other group.
Thank you very much.
So skip on. I thought this is great, but I want some of this in my year 4-5 class. So we looked at using book reviews. Every time a child finishes a book, they do a book review. They've only got like 140 characters, possibly 200. Some websites allow you to create a book review. If you scan this code here, it gives you a book review of this book by a child. We're building up in our library book reviews of all the books. And we've got kind of, in fact, your old smartphone, well, not your personal old smartphone, there's my mention of you. But old smartphones and things like that to scan them in the library so that we can try and get there. And ultimately, we'd like another computer in the library which we can do it with. So book reviews. And the children really like it. There's a picture of someone doing it. But I thought it's really good. Quickly scan a book, find out what it's all about. It's like The Bird, but electronic and written by my classmates. I trust them. Yeah, it's not just some random person trying to sell me a book. We've also had a very quick play at putting QR codes out in our village as well. We did poetry, we recorded it online, put it online, and then around the village, the poetry was inspired by places around the village. We put the QR code so people could scan it and actually hear our children reading their poems. And then these are some ideas that were stolen from David Mitchell, one of them anyway, Deputy Mitchell. Lots of work done online. Wait a minute, no evidence in my book. put a QR code, people can cut, and then you give your Ofsted inspector something that they can read the QR codes with. So yeah, that's Deputy Mitchell's book. Well, one of his kids. I've got one on the outside of my window, so anyone go past, they can scan it and they get straight to my class blog, so they can find out what we've been doing. And they do scan it as well. It's quite bizarre. Extra challenges, early finishes. This is somebody else's idea, but you have a pack of them, and they can just scan them when they're finished. Another challenge. I know someone is doing year 1 writing targets. These are just other people's ideas, but a few ideas. And that's really it. And reasons for producing quality work, chance to shine. It's a bit like that idea of quad blogging. Put work out there, someone's going to look at it. This gives them a chance of looking at it. I'm going to leave you on that. You're doing it for a reason. You have to make a big effort because it's on show and anybody can look at it. That's about it, really. Apart from, if I zap to that, if you zap that QR code, you'd get my presentation. And I can put that on Twitter, or link to it or something, so people can have a look through. That's it.
Brilliant. Thank you.
No problem.